May pips be upon you. I hope your weekends were outstanding. Let's get started. Take a look at the forecast, the calendar rather, and got some news for the euro, right? And the pound. Uh, these are gonna have some kind of effect on the have some impact on the markets. So be careful when you're trading these pairs. All right, NZD. I gotta. I'm bearish on the NZD, and I'm wondering if retail sales will affect that for the week. All right, lots of USD news, particularly the Jackson Hole Symposium, where central bankers get together and they discuss policy and stuff, and that is going to have a big effect on the markets. I am bullish for the USD this week, but I am a tentative bullish because of the symposium, and we have GDP coming out and durable goods, and Fed chair is going to be talking as well on Friday. So look, it might not be as the movement might not be as sharp as last week. So that's something you want to bear in mind. Okay, let's look at the Dixie. All right, on the daily, what do I have? I have a break of the high here, the high from April. So we've broken this structure here, these higher lows, all right, which was a double top. We broke that with a daily closure above the high and these highs. So I'm still bullish in this with the Dixie. What I want you to be careful of is the pullback, because there's going to be a pullback. We've see that rejection here, right? This is supposed to be red. Okay, yeah, you see that rejection there, right? So we want to be careful. Really, you did that on me. Okay, we want to be careful of that. and if it, I'm looking for a correction, a corrected pullback. All right, and then continuation of the bullish momentum. All right, we want to see if this market will maintain bullish momentum. Let me get this red. That's driving me crazy. Okay, we can get rid of that. All right, now, so that's what I'm looking for. Now, where could it pull back to? I can't see, except here. I'm sensing that there's probably a bullish order block in order to turn price around in there. And if there is, let's see, on the 12, yeah, we can see something going on in there. All right, something's going on in there. All right, and you can tell by the way price leaves the level. So I'm looking for price to hit here and continue up. Okay, so bear that in mind. All right, so we're going to see some pullback. We're going to see some bearishness, but then we'll see these highs exceeded shortly thereafter. All right, but bear in mind what the news is going to be. Okay, then we'll move on to the next one, and that would be the Euro USD. All right, because I'm looking at USD strength, I am bearish in this market. All right, let's look on the daily. Okay. Now, what are we seeing? Are we seeing a downturn, or uptrend? What are we seeing here? Well, we've got a range going on here, right? All right, and we can see that there is a higher time frame supply zone that price already hit and responded to, and we're heading down. Now, what do I want to, first thing I want to notice, did we break any lows? All right, yeah, we broke this low right here, and that's major structure, right? So we have a daily closure below that low. We have daily closures below these lows here. All right, what we're looking for is lower lows, lower highs. All right, and once we can see that we're making lower lows and more lower lows than we are making highs, of course we're going to say, we're in a bearish, we have a bearish bias going on, right? And we want to make sure that those are being maintained. So you always look for bearish order blocks that have not been violated. And you see, if you see a number of those and they're being maintained, you know, you see this little pullback here and then a breaking of lows right afterwards. Hey, you know, now you know what your bias is. All right, especially if we're breaking major structure. All right, you're going to see this structural point on the higher time frames. That's how you know it's major. You understand? Anything in between this low and this lower high, this and this low, is kind of noisy. All right. When we get a break of these structures, then you know price is going in that direction. Do you understand? I hope I said that right. All right. We're just looking for momentum. Where is the momentum? And you can see it's bearish here. All right. And where are we going? Where could Euro USD go? Well, Euro USD could go. We'd like it to hit these lows, right? But there is a bullish order block over here. All right. And you can see that they're probably responding to the same one, which is somewhere over here somewhere. Okay. But I'm looking at this doji and it's crazy wick and everything. That might have been news. So we want to see if price will come on down to this level and find a reason to reverse. All right, we're almost down there. Look for the correction and then a continuation to the downside. Okay, that's what I'm looking for with Euro USD. We might start rejecting right here, but I think it would be wise to keep an eye out for some corrective movement and then drop, maybe here. I didn't draw it straight. Okay. All right. If it goes back here, then we'll look for if it gets past here, we'll look for the reversal here. All right. But I'm looking for a price to continue down bearish in Euro USD. Let's go to the next one. All right. Pound USD. Again, there's another USD pair. So I am bearish in this one as well. Okay. We have bullish momentum on the D1. We've broken structure down to the downside here, right? Price then broke structure to the upside. And you're going, you know, somebody's going to say, hey, man, well, which one is it? Is it bullish momentum or is it bearish momentum? Right here, when it breaks structure to the upside, that's bullish. That's a higher high, all right? Remember, this is the high. This is the lower low. This is the lower high. This is the lower low. All right. We want to make sure that we're catching it on a real 2-candle upswing. So we got 2 candles there. That's a lower high. All right. But we didn't make a lower low. We made a higher low here. All right. Anything in between here, you know, is not structure, is not my major structure. That's minor intermediate stuff. All right. Once we break below here, then we can say, oh, we broke structure. We broke structure to the low side, to the downside, and the momentum is now bearish. The bullish momentum is not being maintained. All right. Here, we broke structure again to the upside. We broke these lower highs. All right. We don't have a pullback here. We're looking for higher highs and higher lows. All right. Here's the higher high. All right. What are we looking for now? We're looking for the higher low to be made. So with that in mind, you look here. You look here and say, in this leg, in this impulsive bullish leg, is there a place where price will likely or potentially reverse? All right. I look for bullish order blocks here for price to hit it and then come back up. Sometimes it'll do it in the middle. All right. But what you want at the very least, when you have these legs, oops, I didn't mean to do that. When you have these legs, what you want at least is a pullback below the 50% mark. You don't want to mess around with anything happening around here. All right. You want a real pullback. And sometimes that pullback can come all the way down to that last order block right here. All right. And then reverse. Now, if the intent of price is to come on down and break that low, that's altogether different. Right now, I'm looking for the higher low. If that higher low is not made, and I'm expecting it to be made, why? Because we made a higher high. All right. If we make a lower low, if we break that, well, that invalidates any bullish, buys from this order block. All right. This is a daily order block here. And I'm looking for price to start to give me the signs that it's going to turn around. I'm looking for that low and then that higher low and then a higher high. Once you see that price that starts to maintain the bullish momentum, not go any lower, but making higher highs and stuff, that's when you know. But you got to see this on the lower time frames. Okay, so we're going to watch this. I'm expecting correction because we had an impulse, right? So I'm expecting some correction. All right, maybe up to this order block right here, and then price to come down. Now, in the case that price wants to do that last order block thing, all right, because sometimes it does, and comes back up here, there is a very nice order block up here for price to reverse from. All right, a daily order block. If it get past this one here, if it gets past this level, then we'll wait. Then I will wait and see what happens up here. All right, I'm not going to be taking buys here. I'm looking for sells. All right, and you can mark your own invalidation point. All right, one of those points should be this one. All right, if it gets past this one, then I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold tight. But if it gets past this one, and we break the high, well, you know, that invalidates all the shorts, and you should be looking for longs at that point. I hope that's clear for you. Okay, next, Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar has been bearish. This was a good money maker last week. We called it bearish from here, and it just went down. That's all it did. It just kept going down. And what do I expect this week? I'm expecting price to correct and then come down. All right, this is a USD pair. I'm expecting USD to be a little stronger than the Aussie. So that's what I'm looking for. And I'd like it to hit this mark here at 0.7020. All right, I'd like it to come down to right around that area. And that's where I'm at. Now, look, this is a nice impulse. It might give a nice pullback. All right, where to? I'll be looking here first before it comes back all the way up here for that last minute order block thing that it loves to do. All right, it might want to wait until it gets up here and then reverse. But I'm looking here first, just like in the last pair we just discussed. All right, and I will look on the lower time frames to see, is there an order block in there somewhere? Yeah, there is. Right around the 8. You see it right here. All right, here. Those are to be the areas. This is a nice order block right there, a nicely formed order block. So we got an order block here, a continuation bearish bullish pattern here, and another bearish bullish pattern, bearish pattern here. So there's a couple of places for it to turn, you know, to correct to and then turn. But I'm expecting this to be those pullbacks to present opportunities for shorts. And this is where I believe the price will end up going. Okay. Next. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Yeah, this USDJPY is not the one that I would suggest you be in. Why? Because we're in the middle. We're in the middle of things. This one's in the middle. Look on the stochastics. Oh man, come on with this. Why, man? Why can't I get out of it? Look at us together. we're not in the middle of, we're not in a oversold, overbought or nothing. You know, I don't like being in this area. All right. This is not an area I like to trade in. So I wouldn't recommend anybody else do it either. We made good money on it last week because why? Because I was looking for price to just drop, correct, and then drop again. All right. Here's the deal. It did drop. All right. It came to this order block area here. And I was hoping that maybe it would, you know, find the base and then pop up to the upside. All right. And that's what I'm expecting this week, but I'm not putting money on it. You understand? I'm going to wait until the price proves it's going to reverse. I want to see it. Give me those signs, those indications that it's heading up from here, and that the bullish momentum will be maintained. All right. So that's where I'm at. We made a higher high here after making this low. We battled our way back up, broke structure here. All right. And we made that higher high. So the pullback, like I told you, it'll come back to the last order block, the last bullish order block, and then find its way back up. Hopefully it'll end up beating these highs. All right. And that's what I'm envisioning. But because it's against the yen is also a safe haven, and it's also going to be one of the ones that are going to benefit from what I think is going to be some bearish action in the markets. I don't like it, the USD against the yen. I don't like two safe havens going against each other during this time period. So this isn't the market I would put my money in. All right. I hope I made that clear, and I hope you were able to follow along. So you do what you want. I'm going to be kind of sitting on my hands until price proves which way it's going to go. Okay. Next, NZDUSD. All right. If we look on the daily, I am bearish in this market. This is a USD pair. All right. Against the New Zealand dollar. Again, we have some news coming on with the New Zealand dollar tomorrow. Retail sales, that's going to move some stuff. That's going to move that market. So you be careful with your shorts here. But what I'm expecting is, like the rest of the theme, I'm expecting a correction, and then a new impulse. All right. Do I expect price to come all the way back up here? You know, I'm going to be open to it. You understand? I'm just going to be looking out for it. There is a bearish order block here at the D1. All right. As long as price does not violate this high, all right, or this order block, as long as it doesn't violate this order block, it's maintaining bearish momentum. And that means we can expect price to come down and beat this low. Okay. But I'm hoping that it'll find reason to make the turn here. So I'm looking down on the lower time frames. I just looked at the 12. I'm looking at the 8, and there's an order block right there. So there is a good chance price may correct up to this point and then come down. Okay. And that'll be around, you know, you can see it on there, 6919. All right, 6920. Good area to look for. And also, you can expect, when you see a market extended like this, you can expect any oscillator is going to have it oversold, any oscillator. So, you know, you don't really need oscillators. You don't need to look at those. You can just look at how the breakout from these levels, how far the market is extended, whether it's going down or up. And then you can say, okay, it's time for a pullback, you know? All right, next, pound yen. Of course, I'm bearish in this because I'm believing that the yen is going to be pretty strong against the the pound, just like the USD, is going to be strong against the pound. All right. And where are we? All right. We're on the daily. We see that price made this lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then it makes this higher low here. And you're like, uh-oh, what is it doing? All right. Are we going to honor the bearish momentum? Are we going to break it? Well, it tried. It failed. It did not break the high. It went into this daily order block one time, two times, could not get any higher, could not break this, and then fell. All right. I'm expecting price to continue to fall. Yes, I believe it is time for a bit of a pullback, and we have an order block here waiting for it to send it back down, breaking this low and these lows all the way over here. And I'm expecting that to happen because there are resting orders below these lows, and I'm going to mark it on GJ so we can be cognizant of it. All right. We have a breach here of these lows. All right. But is there a reason for price to come down here? Is there a reason for price to fill that wick? Is there a reason for price to bring itself up? Yes, because there's price to fill in, and there's an order block here. There's liquidity. All right, there's mitigation that can be accomplished with that move. Okay, and then we can come down here, and we have resting liquidity here for people that took longs, and there are people who have pendings for shorts here, and price market makers could come down here, trigger the longs, and stop out the people who took longs and trigger those who took shorts, and just bring price back up and break everybody's heart. All right. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for price to come on down after a pullback. I hope you were able to follow that. All right. Next. This was a good money maker. USDCAD. Oh, man, I was looking for a price to go on up, and it did, and it went up really well. Broke structure going up here, and once it broke structure here, I'm looking for what? Price to come back, to pull back, find an order block for it to make the higher low, and then continue with the bullish momentum, right? And that's what happened. This one didn't wait till it came all the way down here for a deep pullback. It just pulled back here, pulled back from here, and just went on up. If you measured from here to here, you'll get around 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. All right, you don't need to pull out your tools. You can just look at it with your eye and say, yeah, that's about 62%. It's over 60%. All right, and you can say that's good because I don't want anything having to do with a pullback that's less than 50% in these cases. All right, and you want to make sure price breaks that high. Now we got some rejection coming up over there up top. You can see that rejection, right? Hold on. I don't understand what's going on here. I'm not going to do this today, am I? This ain't going to happen. I just want to get rid of that. Thank you for crying out loud. All right. So I'll wait for the price to come back and make this correction here. All right. And once it does, I'm looking for price to zoom back up. This is a pretty nice impulse. So I'm expecting a decent rejection coming up, a decent pullback. Let's see where it could pull back to. There is right here, right around that structure area, there is a bullish order block right there, right around the 70% of Fibonacci retracement. So, you know, that'd be a good place to look for a pullback. All right, and we'll look for price to break these highs. All right, because this USDCAD, and I'm expecting strength with the USDCAD. I did this again. Next, let's go to oil. What do I see? Bearishness, bears. All right, why? Because we're breaking lower lows, lower high. And then we make a new lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, all the way down. All right, breaking this low. All right, we broke a key level of support and resistance. You can see there's been resistance, resistance, and then resistance and support here, support here. We broke through but didn't stay down, then found support, support, and broke through that again. I'm pretty sure we're probably going to test it again for resistance. So look for the pullback. Look for the pullback. Why? We just hit a D1 bullish order block. All right. I'm expecting, you see how deep we're in it. I'm expecting price to pull up at some point and then continue down bearishly. All right. I think the oil sector, because of what's going on in Afghanistan, because of what's going on with COVID and all that good stuff, all right, fundamentals is moving this market. And you can see which direction it's going. Things haven't changed, things got worse. And you know, it's reflected in oil. All right. I don't see that changing anytime soon. But we are going to look for a pullback. All right, because the market is extended. You can see that on the stochastics, it is way overextended, if that helps you. All right, and I'm expecting price to look for a reason to pop up a little bit more, pop up, and then or turn back down. All you need to do is look over here when price was in this area before. You know, they use the top and bottom of the range. All right, I'm expecting that to happen again. All right, similar to what happened when it hit here before. And here we are again. Okay, that makes sense, I think. Okay, and I think that is not it yet. Doggone it. Last one, let's do gold. All right, now gold, I want to take you to the 4-hour because I made some good money off of gold last week, but look how tight the range it's in right now. Okay, what am I expecting with gold? Well, as you can imagine, if I expect strength in the dollar, I'm going to expect some bearishness to come in gold, and that's why I want to take you to the 4-hour. I want to give you a nice close-up shot of this. All right. Because of this crazy range, you don't want to get mixed up in this. All right, just let gold sort itself out. Okay, I'm expecting some bearishness, yes. All right, and but the range is too tight to be messing around in unless you're a scalper. If you're a scalper, this is a scalper's delight. You want to wait till it gets to just to sell the tops and to buy the bottoms. All right, it's going to play around in that mess for a little while. Look where it's at on your oscillators, right in the middle. Not a great place to be. What did price accomplish thus far? See this imbalance? All right. All of this is nothing but sellers, and sellers. All right. These are sells that price has to come back and mitigate. Price always fills these voids, the fair market gaps, fair value gaps, excuse me, or liquidation gap, liquidity gaps, or missing price. Price always comes back and fills those. Sometimes not 100%, sometimes like 95%, but they always do. All right. Did price accomplish what it wanted to do? And are we headed down? It kind of looks that way. There's more reason for price to come down this way. Why? We have missing price down here. We also have this long wick. All right. When you get a big old news wick like this, you can bet your bottom dollar that this wick gets filled. How do I know that? Just look in the market. Look in the same market where you see big wicks, big, huge wicks. Do you see if they're left alone or if they're filled? And in this market, I'm not going to go crazy looking for it, but you can see that crazy wick there. It got filled. All right. Crazy wick there. It got filled. All right. At some point in time, it will get filled, just like with liquidity gaps. All right, they will get filled. All right, might not be immediate, but it will get filled. Okay, and we have price has a good reason to come down here. There's some relative equal lows, and there's plenty of liquidity down here. All right, that our price could come down and do all kind of devilishment with. All right, or it could pop up, gain liquidity from up here, and then make that trip down. Who knows? But price is accumulating orders here. It's found equilibrium because there are buyers and sellers in this trading range. All right, but we're looking for the breakout, and I believe that breakout will come to the downside, filling in imbalances and then mitigating those imbalances and hitting order blocks along the way. That's my reasoning. If you've benefited, if you feel you've benefited from this weekly forecast, let me know in the comments. And I want to let you know I really appreciate your support and the questions that you've been sending me, and the new subscribers. I really appreciate that, and I'm hoping that I can get you out some really good content. Check out the 2 videos you got up on your screen right now, and I will see you in the next video.